Hi everyone, I am back doing another picture from this page. We're going to be doing this very centre one today. Now I have had a request from Nikki to do a purple picture. Now I know this isn't a whole picture, Nikki, but I thought that I would just do this one in purple. So I've grabbed my Castle Arts purples because I think that Castle Arts do the best purple pencils. So I've grabbed these and we're going to see what we can do with them. I know we've got leaves, we've got flowers, so it's going to be an interesting experiment. I may add a few other colours later, but I've just got all my purples out at the moment. So we've got a whole variety. Now the darkest purple in the Castle Arts is the mulberry. So I'm going to start with the mulberry. And where should we start? I'm thinking maybe I do all my flower centres in mulberry. Let's have a go with this one and see. So yeah, as I say, these are the Castle Arts. They're the soft touch pencils. I've got the 120 set, so these are all the purples. They do the sort of pinky purples and a mauve and things like that as well. But I'm just looking actually. But I like these bluey violets sort of colour really. And I hope that's what Nikki meant when she asked for purple. And if it isn't, she can get back in touch with me and say I'd rather have the sort of pinky purples and I can do something with those. But I did have these thoughts about doing something else with purple, something a bit bigger, but I want to finish this page, so I thought I'd do a little mini purple picture and then we'll see how we go on. I think Melissa probably liked this one too if she's watching, because she is a purple fan, I think. I don't know, maybe lots of you are. It is a popular colour. It's pretty. Perhaps this one is a little bit dark, but I love the Purple Lake Deep and the Mauve Deep are some of my favourites from this set. So we'll use those later. Just trying to get this to work. I think I'm going to sharpen it a little bit. I do find that Castle Arts pencils, they do go blunt a little more quickly than polychromos, for example. They aren't quite as hard, but of course having a softer pencil also has its advantages in that it's a little easier to blend and sometimes also a bit more intense. So there's that as well. I'm just listening out. My son is home today and he's supposed to be reading a book that he's been recommended to read for his course. It's on not web design, I want to say that I'm wrong, web page programming, you know, actually writing the code, I think sometimes people do all of it, but they are two totally different things. Yes, I think that's them all. Now, what do we have? There's my favourite. I'm going to use my favourite Purple Lake Deep on this great big flower here. And what I'm going to try to do is to make it a little darker at the base of my petals and then fade it out. I do this a lot, of course, and I just think it helps give the plant a slightly more three-dimensional look, and it's quite nice to vary our pressure a little bit as well and our intensity of colour. It just gives the picture a little bit more life and interest. There's nothing wrong with just blocking colour in. If that is how you feel comfortable and what gives you relaxation, then do it. I did it for a picture the other day and I was really pleased with how it looked. It just depends what sort of effect you're going for. You know, the particular picture I used just looked like it would be better if all the colours were really intense and, you know, I didn't worry about any shading. It was a bit different for me. So it was a picture from Elegant Elephants by Marjorie Sarnat, and you'll see it in my completed pages as long as I remember. I have this habit lately of forgetting things that I've done. I write them down so that I don't forget, but of course if I do forget to write it down then I don't remember that I've done it. But anyway, when I do a completed book flip through, you see all of my pictures. As long as I don't miss a page, I try not to. I don't know why I'm so bad. It's like I've recently been showing you my completed pages in various books, and for my Hannah Coulson, some books I forgot several pictures. I bookmarked them, and then the bookmark slipped inside the book, so I didn't show you them, but I put still pictures in the video instead. Ugh, it was a bit messy. Perhaps I should have re-recorded it, but I quite like the fact that I haven't seen the pictures for a while, so I sort of react to it in a different way than I would if I've looked at it before, if that makes sense. I don't know. I've gone out of the lines there, but luckily it doesn't matter. Now with the castles, I'm not sure whether the purples bleed into white pen. I don't think they do. I think the pinky purples do, but not these bluey purples. And so if you want to use some white pen on top, then I think you can get away with it. If you're not sure, check first, because sometimes a white pen will turn neon pink. And that can be fine if that's what you want, but if it isn't what you want, then no. And it's very difficult. I have got some non-bleed white ink, but I think it's dried up, to be honest. I think it's, I can't remember who makes it, but it doesn't, you can't put it like in, it's sort of thick, viscousy stuff. Is it? No, I'm trying to think. Or is it? No, it's runny. I tried to apply it with a fountain pen, a dip pen, and it was just really drippy, and it was really difficult. I think maybe if I'd put it in a pen, but I don't have a pen, a fountain pen with a filler. I used to. I think my filler broke. And of course it was full of blue and black ink, so I don't know whether it, even though I haven't used it for ages, it probably would have stained the white, so I don't know. But it's an interesting thing to try a white, but there are very, it's about time someone made one in a pen, like Sakura or Posca or someone that made a white pen that actually is bleed proof ink. Excuse me. It does exist, but I guess only certain companies make it, and maybe it's too runny for a gel pen. And you know, because if you think about well, the Posca is slightly different, it's more of an acrylic paint, isn't it? But with a gel pen, it's got to run, the gel pen has a little rollerball type thing. Excuse me, so it's got to be able to work with that. You can't drip out, so it's got to be thick enough. But also it's got to run through the rollerball and not dry out too quickly, even with a lid on, because of course lids of pens have holes in these days, because of people swallowing them. I think it's a bad habit, isn't it? I do it sometimes too, where we put the lid of the pen in our mouth. If we accidentally inhale it, I think this is what's happened a few times, and by having a hole in the lid, it allows you to still breathe. And so they've had to sort of do that with most pen lids, and it means that you have to, you know, it's going to dry out. I do notice these Sakura ones don't have holes in though. There's no hole, there's a little dip, but it's not a hole. So that doesn't, but biros and things do. I don't think I've got one in here. Maybe it's because it's paint. I mean, you can't really have a hole in a paint pen, can you? The Poscas certainly don't. But biros and things like that do in the UK, and maybe it's, you know, a UK rule. I know some people think it's health and safety gone mad, but on the other hand, obviously there's been an accident, and you know, we want to prevent those if we can, look after each other. There we go. Wow, I like that. I love the colour. It's very pretty. Right, we have got the Mauve Deep, which is actually very similar. I'll just show you on my swatch chart. That's the mulberry that we used first, but this is the Purple Lake Deep and this is the Mauve Deep. They're really similar. This is a bit lighter and a little bit pinker. And what I've actually done is put dip a dot of white pen on each of these to see whether it does bleed through. And actually the purple lake is the one that looks pink in that lot. So that's interesting. But anyway, yeah, I did get out my swatch chart just so I could look. So I'm going to use my Mauve Deep now for a few. I'm just looking at the different flowers that we've got. So this one's obviously unique on its own. That one I can't see anymore. We've got these, lots of these, and 2 of these. Now, I think I'm going to do this one. As much as I love this colour, I'm thinking if we do these, they're really close to this, and they might be too similar because it's quite a close colour. So I'm going to go up here and just do this one. In fact, those are different, aren't they, as well? We might not have enough different colours, but we'll cope. Find a way. See, I'm not sure about the background either. I might go for the light sort of mauve. I don't know if I've even got that pencil out. But these are certainly lovely colours. This is quite similar to, I think, the manganese violet in the polychromos. It's because it's slightly pinky. But it's still more of a violet-y, bluey tone to me. I'm just going to go around there a little bit more, get that darkened up. There we go. Now what have we got? We have got the purple lake there, the purple and the lavender. What's our purple lake? Looks like that. I think I'm going to use the purple lake on the majority of the flowers because it looks a little bit different to these two. Not massively so, but a little bit. Trying to fade towards the tips of these petals. I think it's slightly less pink. But still very pretty, I think. So yes, those of you who really like purple, you've got very good taste, I have to say. I may end up doing the leaves green though, but I'll have a think. There's still time to think about it. I haven't decided for sure quite what I'm doing. I'm enjoying this page, that's for sure. I need to do a bit more in this book, I think. It's my second copy of this book. I haven't completed the first copy and done a flip through, for those of you who may not have seen it. If you go to my main YouTube page, once you finish watching this, of course, and if you go to if you sort of click my name, it takes you to my sort of YouTube homepage type thing. And there's a little search on there. There's this, it's hard to describe where it is, but anyway, if you click, it's like a magnifying glass. If you click that and you just type in Worlds of Wonder flip, then you'll find it in the search results. You could put completed book flip through, but it's a lot to type. If you just put, you could just put Worlds flip, but it would come up with the newer book. Come up with no. I think it would come up with no, I don't know. No, that might work. Because I was thinking it might come up with her other books, but I don't think any of them are called. It's got World of Flowers, which is plural and singular, really. And then her next book was Rooms of Wonder rather than Worlds. So I try and remember what her new book's called. Is it called Magical Worlds or something? I can't remember. It's funny because she said that she'd named it, and then her daughter, I think Azibi, said that all her books were too similar and she needed a different title. And so I thought it wouldn't have the word worlds in. I think, is it Magical Worlds? I can't remember. But anyway, I'd have thought that it would have been quite a lot different, but yeah. but it doesn't matter, the title. It doesn't matter to me at all. It's nice to have one that's not too long. I find when I'm writing up video titles and you've got to write Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, it can take quite a lot of typing. Whereas just writing small victories is a lot easier. That's just from a lazy perspective. It's got nothing to do with the title, you know. Of course I will buy any Johanna book regardless of what it was called. Well, if it was called Horror Pictures or something, I might not. But I don't think Johanna would do a book like that. I know some of you love the horror type books. Colour with Claire does a lot, doesn't she? Beauty of Horror or something. But I just can't. It's just not my thing. And I know, you know, some people love it, some people don't. I think it's almost a sort of Marmite thing. That's an English phrase, Marmite, I think. I don't think it's got across the pond. Or I say across the pond. I just think that is that Australian. The pond. I don't know. Anyway, because we Marmite is a yeast extract spread. It's very umami in flavour, very salty, very strong, and it's either people love it or hate it. Interestingly, my mother-in-law used to hate it. My father-in-law used to love it, and when she sort of first met him, she always made sure that there was a separate butter knife to Marmite spreading knife, because when she was at school, she was at boarding school, and this is heather purple. We're going to do these, and we might do these. Might have a think. The girls would use Marmite, use the butter knife to spread the Marmite on their toast, so then when she went to get the butter there'd be Marmite on it, and she thought that was disgusting, so she would so she always had a separate one. But it's also good etiquette apparently to have a separate butter knife. So she would ask me whether I had a separate butter knife because of the dislike of things mixing, or because it was what you should do. Now, I didn't grow up in that sort of background at all, so we didn't know about etiquette. But and we always shared knives as well. But I always hated having jam in the butter, not because I didn't like jam, but just because and crumbs and things. I don't like crumbs in the butter. So that's why I used a separate one. I just sort of thought, oh, this is a good idea, let's use a separate one. So it was nothing to do with good etiquette or anything. It was just to keep the butter clean, which maybe is where it all comes from anyway, who knows. But she did buy me a variety of butter knives over the years that she was alive, which was always very useful, because I certainly use them. And I mean, we don't when it's just us. We just use any old knife. I'm just looking at what colour is this. That's the lavender. Yeah, oh, my phone's ringing. Hold on. I am back now, having been on the phone for quite a long time. I've got this lavender, and I can't work out what am I doing these two? You'll know, I don't remember. I guess I am. I don't know. Yeah, my mum called me, so I had a long chat with her for an hour, and I've completely forgotten what I was doing. I've left the door open so I can keep an eye on my son, but he's just, I can hear him laughing. He's watching a video. He's supposed to be working. He reckons that he works better if he's watching a video. I know I don't work better if I watch videos, but I don't know. Maybe young people are different. Maybe I should give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't know. Right, those are all my purples, but I'm going to grab the mauve from my tin and do the background with this mauve. I'm going to sharpen it. It's a really pale colour, which I think will work really well. So I'm going to do that and think about these leaves, because I've used all the purples. You can see it's going to take a few layers to to get it to show up. But we'll get there. I'm wondering whether to use this sort of purpley pinks, the purple light, the purple deep, the cobalt purple, those sorts of shades for the leaves. Now on my last one I did all the leaves. Oh, I didn't do them all the same. I used a mix, didn't I? Which I could do here as well. Just pondering away. It's warming up a little bit now, which is nice. The sun's shining, which always helps. I did shut my bedroom curtains and actually discovered that my bedroom and bathroom radiator weren't turned up to maximum, so I turned those up. I think I tried to do that because it gets warmer upstairs to sort of even the heating out a bit through the house, but actually it's so cold. I just want to get it warm. I woke up so cold in bed. But I put a warmer duvet on the bed, so it should be warmer tomorrow. So that's good. My mum said she woke up cold too. I think it's the time of year. We're all going to be cold, aren't we? Sorry, the page is moving around. I'll try and hold it still. My tin is also making a noise. Bear with me a second. Oh, just move some of the pencils on my desk. There we go, because I could hear my tin banging on the wall as I was colouring, because I hadn't put it in the most sensible of places. That's better. It's because I'm pressing too hard really, but trying to just get a nice layer down of this so you can see that it's there, because it's quite a pale colour, so you need to layer it up a little bit. But the good thing with the fact that it's the same colour as the rest is that if you go over the edges, it doesn't matter until you do here. It still doesn't matter that much. I don't let the things like that worry me. It's supposed to be fun, relaxing. You shouldn't get too het up about it. I know it's not always easy, but try my hardest. Now I'm thinking this is looking pretty, and I don't really like the purpley pink so much. I'm a little bit worried that if I use those I might spoil it. That's my elbow. Let me have a little look at what colours we've got left. I could go with the real light pink, like the lavender light, Bengal rose. I feel like I should stick with purples though. I will. Let's just do it. Here is our cobalt purple. It's a strange colour. You'll see when I do it. It's hard to describe, so I shall just get it on the paper and you can look at it and see what you think. Now I know some of you do not like doing leaves in unconventional colours. You can get purple leaves, it's rare. There are some plants that have a purpley tinge, but if you're uncomfortable with this, just use some bluey greens. Let me see, what have we got in this? The phthalo greens, the turquoise jade, maybe the jade's a bit bluey, mint greens, that sort of thing. Yeah, so the phthalo light, the phthalo turquoise and the mint greens would go very well with the colours we've used already. So if you want to go green, that's the way to go. But I'm sticking with these weird and wonderful pinky purples. And we'll see how it looks at the end. I've been doing quite a few pages in my small victories. Last night I did the page with the 3 dogs. I love that page, it was so much fun. And this isn't on video, this is just for me. And I did, while I was on the phone to my parents, I actually completed a whole page. I did the, just grab my colour. This is the purple. It's quite a pinky colour. I'm just going to sharpen it. I did the page with the snail and butterfly. Did that page. That was fun. I did it really quickly. So I did it in an hour. But they are supposed to be small victories after all. But I hadn't done it as a video because I thought it would take too long. But I did it really fast. But videos do take me longer than colouring. Believe it or not, I colour even quicker when I'm not on video because I'm not talking. I do sometimes talk. Even to myself. But no, it's there. Actually, this is growing on me. I'm quite liking. I've got the aubergine now. I'm just looking. I'm not sure if I want to use that. I'm going to put it aside and have a think. I'm going to use the purple deep though. Better? Slightly squiff, aren't we? Where should we go for these? We do all these little round ones. Rounded ones. This is almost a little bit reddish, but then of course purple is made of red and blue. This has obviously got more red in than blue compared with these, which got more blue in than red. But this does look more like a pink in my brain. But colours are so subjective. Not only which ones we like and which ones we dislike, but also what we think they are. And of course some people are colourblind. It always makes me laugh when my husband argues about what a colour is. And he's colourblind. And I'm like, you're colourblind, you can't tell me that it's definitely this colour or that colour when you can't actually process that colour properly. He's not too colourblind, just a little bit. I don't think he really, because apparently if it's quite bad, you see things as brown, or green and red look the same, things like that. I think he's green-red colourblind, but he manages to paint and do things properly, so I'm not really sure. It's hard, it's almost impossible to imagine what someone else is seeing, isn't it? So, I don't know. Anyways, we're getting there with these. I think that's all of them. Yeah, now we've got a bit there, a bit there. That one should be the same as those two. Which colour did I use? Was that the purple? I guess. I don't know. I think it was the purple. I'm going to try. I think it was. They're so similar. I'm not entirely sure that it is that important. There we go. Got this one and this one. What's this colour? This is the purple light. I should use that for this one down here, I think. Like that. Trying to get it a bit darker, nearer to the base of our leaves. What's this last colour here? That's the cherry. Oh, I don't want that. No, it's too red. And I don't want the aubergine either. So I'm going to use the colour I've used before here. What's the cobalt purple? I used it for that. Oh, I think I just used the purple light again because it's really far away and we haven't got much of it, so I think it'll work. It looks slightly lighter. You can tell the difference definitely here, but I think you can hear it as well. Near enough anyway. Right, I'm not going to finish here though. I'm just going to have a quick look. I'm happy with what colour I've done there, but what I'm going to do is grab a white and do some dotting. I have been doing it on some of them, So here is my Jelly Roll 10, and the centres I feel a little bit dark. So I'm going to do some dots around the edge, maybe in the middle, depending on how big they are. Just around all of them. If you dot more quickly and bring your pen back up from the page fast, it gives you a smaller dot compared to if you splodge it on for longer. So I'm trying to put smaller dots in the middle and on the edge, and on the smaller items smaller dots, but might not quite be working, but anyway, it's okay. So there we are for you, Nikki, a purple picture, but I will do more, but do let me know in the comments whether it's the bluey purple you like or the pinky purple, reddy purple, or whether it's either or, because you know it's nice to do what you want. But I'm going to be doing something completely different on the next one, which I'm hoping to get done for tomorrow, but we'll see. Depends what crops up. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a really super day and happy colouring.